What's going on, guys? It's your boy J2ATV, and I'm back with another banger for y'all. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna switch it up, guys. Actually, one of my favorite animes of all time. I also have it tatted on me. Naruto, man. Naruto, like the original, and also Shippuden. Boruto is kind of garbage. We're not really gonna talk about it as much on this channel unless you guys specifically request. I'm really excited. This is my first Naruto video on the channel, so I really hope you guys like. Sometimes there's some times in life, y'all, where you gotta just really be honest and own up to some stuff that you really don't want to own up to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'd rather take it to the grave, but sometimes you gotta look it dead in the face and be like, you know what, yeah, you got me on. I'm gonna let you hold that one. I did do that.
I really don't like that guy.
And so, one of those things, I know for a fact, every single one of y'all that watch my videos try to go Super Saiyan at some point in your life. Don't cap. I know every single one of y'all, myself included, has tried to do the Naruto run at some point, and I'm not talking about when it was a meme and everybody was doing it as a joke. I'm talking about actually try to do it because you thought you were cool. Maybe it was middle school, maybe it was elementary. For some of us, it might have even been later on. I'm not naming no names, but y'all know who you are. But also added to that list, guys, we've all tried to weave hand signs. Some type of hand sign, or sit on your hand until it gets tingly and then you think you got the Chidori, or we all tried that. With that being said, hand signs kind of disappeared. In the beginning of Naruto, it was kind of a staple and it was crucial. Like, you almost had to use a hand sign to perform some type of jutsu, whether it was like some type of advanced jutsu or even the most basic thing. But over time, as the show progressed, they just kind of disappeared. So we're just gonna do a deep dive today into basically what hand signs are for those of y'all that may be new to the anime, and basically what happened to them and why we stopped seeing them later on down the line in the series. Thank you guys so much. I can't tell you how happy I am. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. That being said though, guys, almost 99% of y'all that watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. So please keep running up the views, but if you could, just for the YouTube algorithm, please quickly drop a like and a sub for the video. I would greatly appreciate it. You know, in the very beginning of the series, ninjas would use hand signs as basically to concentrate their chakra, essentially as ninja magic that would help them do some type of special ability or something, you know, related to a specific clan, you know, a specific elements, whether that was wind style, fire style, etc. And in the beginning of the series, it was almost as if you couldn't do some of those special abilities without using hand signs. I think one of the earliest and best examples of how hand signs were seen and how they were used in battle is honestly the Kakashi versus Zabuza fight. You get introduced to Kakashi's Sharingan, and you know, one of the abilities that kind of gets overlooked later on in the series is because of how OP the powers get with the Sharingan. But you know, people forget that part of it was it's able to copy any type of non-Gekkai Genkai jutsu and allow the person to instantly learn it and perform it at will. So we see Kakashi taking on Zabuza. Zabuza has this long dragged out hand sign where he's just weaving all types of nonsense, right? So for him to do this water dragon style thing, Kakashi uses his Sharingan, copies it, and Zabuza's all shook like, what? He knows it, it took me so long to get that blah, 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 right? And that was dope. Like, that was super cool. We're saying like, wow, like this is, you know, the introduction to how powerful the Sharingan is and how dope Kakashi is as a character moving forward. So again, we have to get back to our question. The original question of the video is, why did characters stop using hand signs, and why did hand signs stop mattering down the line in the series? I think there's a couple different ways that we can answer this. There's really a long answer and there's a short form answer. The short form answer is for short form content. We're on YouTube, baby, so we're gonna get the long one. Hey, yo, what the? But yeah, just to shortly answer it, I would say probably power creep and control. Diving a little deeper into that, I would say characters weren't as strong in the beginning. So it took them a lot more effort and chakra control to be able to perform some more elite jutsus, some more difficult jutsus. For example, the very first jutsu that Naruto learns is one of the forbidden jutsus that the second Hokage created, which was Shadow Clone Jutsu. He learned it from the scroll. His Nine Tails chakra was able to allow him to make like 1,000 clones, you know, when he was fighting Mizuki. Now, that's a very advanced jutsu and required a ton of chakra control. And so there's no way that Naruto that early on in the stage where he could barely make a shadow clone, like one shadow clone without the Nine Tails chakra, he would be able to perform that jutsu without using some type of hand sign. That might be an exception to the rule though, because even later on in the series, he generally does usually use the hand signs still to make the shadow clones, but he doesn't always do it. Like sometimes it'll just pop up. But yeah, like practice makes perfect. Like with anything, the more you do something, the more comfortable you get with it. it. I would say in the beginning, they weren't as, you know, comfortable with using certain jutsus. They didn't have as good character control. Characters weren't as strong. You didn't really have power creep as much in the beginning of the series. But as you move down later on in the line, I mean, they become gods, you know what I mean? So like, it's not really that essential to use hand signs from the control chakra and use something that they've been using for, you know, years and years. Another reason could be that animated series are all based off of the manga. Like, that's the original source material. And people forget that, you know, they have to draw every single frame of these comics. That could get extremely tedious to draw hand signs, certain hand signs over and over and over. So in the beginning of the series, you know, when the anime wasn't as popular as known, maybe he could get away with it. But, you know, I don't know if y'all know this, but Masashi Kishimoto, you know, Akira Toriyama, some of these other like really prominent, super famous artists and comic book writers, essentially, they were under extreme time constraints. As their animes got popular, they had to churn out chapters week after week after week. And, you know, they had teams, but a lot of the primary artwork was coming from one guy, you know what I mean? So to draw like frame by frame every single time, they had to use jutsus, especially as they were getting more advanced. Like, I mean, Chidori, I think in the beginning, like required 8 hand signs. Like, imagine like how much Almighty Push or some of these like super crazy jutsus would require like down the line. So I mean, that could be one answer, is like he honestly just got tired of drawing them frame by frame over and over again and was like, you know what, that's it. I feel like that's kind of a cop-out answer, but I also feel like that's something that's extremely valid and probably has some truth to it as to why we stopped seeing hand signs. And then yeah, another answer is just power creep. Like, as you see with Dragon Ball Z, like as the series goes on, characters get stronger, a lot of the side characters kind of stop getting as much screen time and it gets focused onto like very select characters. We see in the beginning, like there's like Ino, Choji, Shikamaru, Tenten, Ino. I don't know if I said Ino already. But like all these other side characters, Rock Lee, you know what I mean? They're kind of around a lot more. They even got like kind of their shining moments towards the end of the original series. But in Shippuden, like the characters are getting super strong, and like certain storylines are focusing on certain specific characters: Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, Obito, you know what I mean? And so a lot of the other characters that aren't as powerful don't get as much screen time, and some of those major characters that do get screen time, like I said, like they're starting to become gods. They're getting super powerful. Again, maybe not as much need for hand signs for some of the stuff that they're doing. I mean, some of the characters that we see, like they really don't really have a need for hand signs at all, like for most of this stuff, or they're just so fast and efficient with it that you either don't see it on camera. Like there's a lot of times there's just cuts to certain things where someone's already using like a jutsu, like you don't see them use it, they just kind of do it. And other times, like, I mean, the Naruto versus Sasuke fight at the very end of the series in Shippuden is a good example of this. Like there's a bunch of cutaways where like it'll just go to the camera where Sasuke's already using his Chidori, but then there's also times where, like, for example, he gets knocked back one time and uses his fire style jutsu, but he doesn't have to use any hand signs, or he just uses hand signs so fast to do it that we just don't even see it. I think a valid example that supports kind of what I'm saying is back in the original series when Kakashi fights Itachi for the first time and it kind of gets all shook up and tells them not to, I think it's Kurenai and Asuma that's with him, he tells them not to look at Itachi's eyes. There's one point where I think Itachi gets knocked back or something and he does hand signs with one hand under his cloak and then like produces some shuriken and like throws them at Kakashi. I mean, he probably did them so fast, like it was like instantaneous almost. So like there's really no need to draw the hand signs, and also it kind of adds to the mystique of Itachi. I'm saying, like, one-handed hand signs under the cloak. Like, I mean, if you didn't try to hang your hand out of your freaking jacket like when you were in middle school or something, like to try and be like having a Katsuki jacket, like I don't know what you're doing with your life. Anime connoisseurs over here, baby. But yeah, I mean, like I said, moving on later on in the series, the primary characters that get the screen time, a lot of characters that you see down the line that get screen time are Gekkei Genkai users, and a lot of the techniques that Gekkei Genkai users have like don't really require hand signs. Like we see Sasuno from Itachi, Sasuke, like you don't need hand signs for that. You see like the Nine Tails chakra, you don't need hand signs. Like the Rasengan, Rasen Shuriken, any of that stuff, like don't need hand signs for any of that. Tail Beast Bombs, don't need hand signs. Amaterasu, you know what I mean? Like there's just so many abilities that are Gekkei Genkai central that just don't require hand signs. Like all of the stuff with Hinata and Neji, like with the Byakugan, even to activate Byakugan, don't need hand signs for that, you know what I'm saying? So those are just some quick things, guys, that I think led to the downfall of hand signs. If I missed anything, please let me know down below in the comments. This isn't as in-depth a video as some of my other Avatar stuff or what if content, so if you guys like some of that stuff, please let me know in the comments below what you guys are trying to see more of. Maybe I should cover an anime that I haven't covered already. Maybe I should cover an anime I haven't watched. You guys be the judge. Let me know down below. As always, thank you guys so much for the support. Again, for the YouTube algorithm, if you guys could please just leave me a like and a subscription before you go, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, check out some of my other videos. But again, thank you guys. Until next time, J2ATV out. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Too many times I feel like I'm out of love. Is you really rocking with me or is you a dub? I ain't playing with you, don't you treat me like a scrub. You could be my queen, is you with it or not?